Gamer Mixer 17 here, bringing you once again another Minecraft lesson. Now today I'm going to be Chef Mixer. Yes, I'm going to be teaching you all how to make, or actually not necessarily, both make and harvest every single type of food that there is in the entire thing. My apologies for doing that. And also how to... That's really actually about it. Oops, my bad. Anywho, now then, everything I'm gonna need is all in everything that I have in this chest and in my surrounding area. Now, I have this huge, well, not really huge, but I got several boards indicating how much each item gives you hunger. Well, I was just gonna obtain these anyway. Anywho, moving on past that is these. Now, these may not seem all, understanding, but I'm just gonna say it. So these half slabs that you all may see, or may not, depending on whoever watches this, means that these things only give out half of a hunger. Full blocks will give one full hunger bar. And then, of course, 1.5. And then these are actually iron, which stand for 2 hunger bars. 2.5. Gold, 3 hunger bars. Diamond, 4. And lastly, this thing, which is the only item, does 5. Now, as you can see, there's my potion brewing, including my garden area, but that's not for this episode. So yeah, that's just basically a quick rundown on the items, which you can clearly see if I just slowly turn my head. And yeah, there you go. Alright, now, in order to get any of these items, we're going to need some basic materials. Now, I have a chest full of every single thing that there is when it comes to these items. Now, before that goes all too crazy and all, we're going to need the resources necessary for some of these, for these items. Now, for one thing, we're going to start off with is, of course, not only just switching to classic crafting, but obtaining some resources. Now, with a log and getting some planks, you'll get a wooden bowl specifically, within this type of order. Now, it doesn't really matter if this thing's up here, as long as it's within this order. If it's on a straight line, it won't work. If it has to be in this type of form. Now, that'll give me 4, and this thing is going to be coming in handy for 3 different dishes, but in 4 different ways. For one thing, I have a mushroom here, obviously, and if I were to milk it like a cow, it'll give me mushroom stew. Not exactly, I mean, yes, it does give you 3, but it doesn't stack, and it is one of the few easy soups to make, but I wouldn't recommend making these things, since, in my opinion, they're kind of useless. Now the thing is, we're gonna need some buckets. And I'm gonna milk this cow. Now, yes, I forgot that I really did not need to make actually 3, but that doesn't really matter. All I need is just 3 water buckets, and I'll show you all in a little bit, in a way. Now then, obviously I got a cow, mushroom, but mushroom doesn't get killed yet. Actually, not at all. Cow, pig, sheep, chicken, and wabbit. Now, these are all going to come in handy for very specific reasons. For one thing, I gotta kill every single one of them, just to obtain the meats that they give off, such as raw beef, raw pork, raw chicken, and mutton. Oh, thank God it did work. And of course, raw rabbit. Now, oh hey, which one? I got an egg. Now, the other things that come with it don't really matter. Now, as I've already placed somewhere on this board, here we go. Raw chicken, I would never recommend eating due to the fact that it has a high chance of poison, or I think it is a 100% poison. And raw mutton really does not do well either, due to the fact that they both fall under the column of 1. You know what, I just realized I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Okay, here we are. So, the tropical fish, well actually, not tropical fish, the clownfish and the pufferfish. These two are not necessarily super rare, but they're kind of on the rarer side when you go fishing. They are obtained through fishing and of course underwater chests. Now, pufferfish you can find just swimming around. They will poison you if you eat it, and they're not exactly great on eating either. Potatoes, well, that's the whole reason why I got this farm here. As I'd done before with the farm area right over there, you can just grow normal potatoes, nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy, but they only give you a half hunger bar, which is completely useless. The beetroot that I obtained earlier, it falls under the same category, but you can grow a crap ton of it. Now, this here is little thing, I can't remember all that, dried kelp, there we go. It's called dried kelp. Basically, kelp is found underwater whenever you are in the sea, and if you toss it into here, which is the only way you can ever obtain its food or nutrients, whatever you prefer to call it, you get dried kelp. Dried kelp is very cheap. It's so cheap I can't even begin to tell you how cheap the thing is, but it's not all that great, so would not recommend either. Now then, another thing that I will also be going over is these. Now, this is raw cod and raw salmon. They give you 1 hunger bar. They are obtained through fishing. They're actually quite common. More the salmon is, but that's really it. I wouldn't recommend eating them either. The cookie is obtained through cocoa beans. Cocoa beans and wheat, apparently. As simple as that. Now, for this entire thing to actually work, however, you need to have cocoa beans right here with 2 wheat on the side, and you get a total of 8 cookies. Now, again, would not recommend. They do stack up to 64, but they only give off 1 thing of hunger, so not exactly the greatest, but hey, it's a tasty treat that I would not mind ever eating whatsoever. Now then, next up I believe is the cake. Yes. Now cake is different in a way. Cake will actually allow you to only have, you know, the thing, whatever you call it, only 1 hunger. However, it does come in handy when it comes to having the actual thing itself, the full thing, to be honest. Because cake has multiple different stages before it's completely devoured. I just noticed I don't have wheat. I believe it has 7 stages. Not entirely sure, I can't remember all too well. And another ingredient that you're going to need for cake is sugar. Now, wheat and sugar, obviously you can grow. Again, I'm not going over that. I've already done it. Not going over that again. Actually doing this thing, yes, that's a future item that I will be going over. Now, if you go through this form, whoops. Hold on, did I do this wrong? One second, technical difficulties. There we go. Sorry, my bad. Have not made cake, and especially since I find it quite useless, but kind of helps. Not too much though. But basically, cake is cake. You can place it down, and I believe it either has 5 or 7 stages before the thing actually runs out. Kind of like acting as real cake. Now, melons, you obviously grow them, and that's really about it. You just grow them, take them, completely useless. Poisonous potatoes. Now, those have a chance of dropping after harvesting some potatoes, and yeah, they'll poison you, of course, obviously by its name, but they'll also give you a bit of hunger. Would not recommend eating, unless, of course, you're desperate. Raw mutton, just showed you. Raw chicken, just showed you. Would not recommend eating that due to the fact that it will poison you. Now, carrots are grown as well. Actually, before I get into the carrots area, oh wait, no, yeah, I can get to carrots. Carrots give you 1.5. You can grow them. They go up to 4 or a minimum of 1. Raw rabbits, again, was over there. Raw pork chops and raw beef over there as well. Now, the next up is coarse fruits, zombie flesh or raw flesh, golden apples, enchanted golden apples, and of course the apple. Those will give you 2, which I will show you every single one of them. Raw flesh drops from zombies, or you can find them in dungeon chests, whatever. Coarse fruit was supposed to drop from this thing, or maybe I grew it incorrectly, my apologies. Basically, coarse fruit drops from the coarse plant, and it gives you 2 hunger bars, but also allows you to teleport. Now then, as for the... what is this thing called again? As for the thing... apples, they fall from trees. And after you chop up a tree, it has a chance of falling. And that's really about it. There's the apple. See it clearly. It gives you 2 hunger bars, I mean. The golden apple is surrounded by 8 gold ingots with an apple in the center. Now, as for the enchanted golden apple, which is even better... oh, whoops. I did my math incorrectly. Whoops. But basically, both enchanted golden apples and golden apples give you multiple different types of buffs, such as regeneration, endurance, and other things that I'm not going to go over because the list is kind of short but too long. So yeah, enchanted golden apples, nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy, but definitely useful. Yes, so moving on from that, we now will have baked potatoes. Baked potatoes, of course, just a normal potato that you grow, throw inside a furnace, and it'll give you 2.5 hunger. This is something I highly recommend since potatoes are very easy to grow and quite useful and a lot more cheaper compared to the other few things I'll show you. But yeah, just like that, it gives you baked potato. Same thing with... I'm just going to cook the rest of these meats. Don't bother paying attention to that. But it's basically... oh yeah. Cooked rabbits will give you 2.5. And... oh, it's bread. Okay. And also cooked cod. So... bread, for anyone who doesn't know how to cook it, which would be very strange since it's one of the most few basic things to make, it's just 3 wheat, like I accidentally did earlier, all across in, yes, that specific way, because you can't do it any other way, and that's it. It's as simple as that, and it gives you 2.5. Helps out a lot more than you think. And then, of course, there's your cooked cod. Now, next up is cooked mutton, cooked salmon, cooked chicken, I think, or pork. Chicken, yes. And ooh, soup, and the golden carrot. Oh dear, that's why I kept the carrot. All right, so let's start off with the golden carrot. Golden carrot, you just need 8 golden nuggets. surrounded around a carrot, and that's it. It's as simple as that. Beetroot, on the other hand, or beetroot stew, including the other type of stew, mushroom stew, there we go, is made differently as well. I don't know why I grabbed that many. I don't need that many. Beetroot stew is with 6 beetroot, 1 bowl, in this format, actually, yeah, in this specific format, and that's it. It gives you 3, and it's probably the most efficient way of getting rid of so much beetroot if you have it. Cooked salmon, as simple as that, along with the cooked chicken that I'm going to start making, including the cooked mutton that I have in my inventory, which is raw currently, but ignore that. Mushroom stew is made with red mushroom and brown mushroom. This does not matter which format you have it in. Even this can change in multiple different combinations and it would not matter. As long as it's within the crafting table, it'll give you mushroom stew. Quite useful in a way, kind of, not really. Anywho, moving on from that. While this mutton cooks, we now have the top favorites, in a way, meats, which is pork and beef, including pumpkin pie, but no one really pays attention to pumpkin pie except for me. There's cooked mutton. Now then. Raw beef, I just toss it in there. Pumpkin pie, on the other hand, well, that's an easy one. You get yourself a pumpkin, not carved, nor a lantern, because those two will not work whatsoever, obviously, with sugar, which I've shown how you obtain it, and an egg, which is either dropped from chickens through killing them, or they'll just naturally drop it. You go to a crafting table, throw the pumpkin in here, throw the egg in here, and throw sugar in here, and it doesn't matter which order you throw it in whatsoever. Pumpkin pie, everyone. Tasty dessert and food with your beef as well. Now, as you may notice, I'm also holding on to a few other ingredients that are going to be key to making the final stew, or basically the final recipe. And there you go, there's your cooked pork chop, which is the absolute 100%, well, 99.9 best food to eat, since it gives you 5 hunger bars full. Problem is, it's not exactly all that cheap, in a way. For one thing, you're going to need a bowl. Easy to make. You're going to need either of the brown mushroom or red mushroom, with a baked potato, and of course, cooked rabbit. Wait, hold on. I just noticed I forgot about this. Okay. Wait, what? Hold on, what is it? Well, this is embarrassing. Apparently I forgot how to make cooked rabbit. You see, this is why I don't know. It's because the thing is highly expensive. Cooked rabbit. Right there. Wait, what? Hold on. Okay, my apologies. But yes, I do have the correct ingredients. It's carrots, bowl, cooked rabbit, potato, or baked potato, and any of these mushrooms. Apparently, it has to be, oh wait, does it have to be in this specific? Yes, it does. It has to be in this specific order. In this exact specific order. My apologies for that. But yes, it has to be in this specific order. Apparently, there is no way to change it. You could use brown or red mushrooms. Doesn't matter. You can make it. And it's as simple as that. And that is about it. I have taught everything I could possibly teach. There's all the delicious food. There's everything you need to know. When is this series going to end? Because apparently I don't think anyone likes it. Considering the fact that I once had a comment that Minecraft said, someone said Minecraft sucks, so. Oh, well, to each their own. I hope you all had enjoyed this video, even though no one ever watches it. I hope this thing came in handy, which I kind of doubt. But your favorite reject finally brought it back, and I hope you all learned a thing or two, or whatever, or at least learned how to cook something. This is Chef Mixer, finally gonna say goodnight, everyone. Goodbye.